Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports. And of course, we are back with another video, and it's about Women's Premier League once again. The tournament has gotten off to a flying start with a lot of teams flying away already, and some of the teams still finding to find a feet in the tournament. It's been a tournament with a lot of exceptional performances throughout. Some of the international stars showing their true talent. For example, the likes of Meg Lanning, likes of Elise Perry, really coming into the fore and showing the world and showing India at large what they're capable of doing. And there are some really rising stars there as well. Some unknown quantity, unknown commodities, because Women's Premier League and even the IPL is all about talent meeting the opportunity, and this being the platform for a lot of these players to showcase their talent. Now, a lot of these teams have played now 5 games, and let's understand where teams stand now. That's the most important thing to understand who are going to finish in the top 4, top 3. Mumbai Indians. A lot of people felt they had an underwhelming auction. They did not go for the big names. They went for players who they really thought can fill a role and do a job for the team. And they have been exceptional at the end of 5 games. They won 5 out of their 5 games. And who better than Harmanpreet Kaur leading the charts with runs? She's already scored 350s already in the tournament. And to add to that, there's also Natalie Sciver-Brandt, who has been giving her company in terms of run scoring. And that's been the best part of the Mumbai Indians team. It's just not one player or two players who have contributed. It's a bunch of players who have come together and really, really helped the team. Now, Harmanpreet Kaur has been one of the fascinating players. The time she has scored, the last knock which she played for India was in the semi-final of the T20 World Cup. From there, she really has picked up form. She's already scored 180 odd runs in the tournament. And alongside her also has been Natalie Sciver-Brandt, who has been scoring a bulk of runs. And for Mumbai Indians, talking about one player, it's been Hayley Matthews. Now, a lot of people might be already knowing Hayley Matthews went unsold in the first set of auctions. Now, that came as a surprise for many, but then she's really shown what she is capable of doing in a world stage. She's already played up 10 wickets, and to add to it, she's already scored close to 150 runs at a strike rate of more than 140. Now, that is what you call an all-round prowess from a player like her. Now, for Mumbai Indians, there's always been players. Historically, look at Mumbai Indians, it's about them coming up with players who people do not know about. Now, this season as well, they've really come up with players who people do not really know about, and that's been the best part about this franchise. Now, Mumbai Indians, is it about team building? Is it about getting the big players? No, definitely is not. It's about getting these players who are unknown commodity and really making a big name out of them. Now, that is the best part about Mumbai Indians. This season, it's another player who they brought, the left arm spinner who Mumbai Indians have brought in, Saika Ishak. She's already picked up 10 wickets in the tournament. To add to that, her bowling has been phenomenal. 12 wickets at an economy of 4, and that has been brilliant. The best figures came 4 for 11. Now, Saika Ishak has to be one of the shining stars of this season's Women's Premier League. Alongside her, she had great support from Hayley Matthews with the ball. Now, talking about which, that's what has made Mumbai Indians a tough team to beat this season. Now, let's talk about another team who has been exceptionally doing well in this tournament. It has been the Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals, of course, they've gotten off to a flying start as well, barring that one loss which they had to Mumbai Indians. They have been the best team in the tournament in terms of the aggressive intent they've shown throughout this tournament. Meg Lanning and of course Shefali Verma, the opening pair. They've been the opening pair to watch out for this tournament. They've been destructive. They have scored runs at a heavy strike rate, taking down oppositions, and to add to that, their bowling team also have stepped up in crucial junctures of this tournament. They've really got off to a flying start in the tournament, but from since then they really not really looked behind. After that win against RCB where they posted 223, they've not really looked behind. They've had Shefali Verma stepping up, they've had Jess Johansson stepping up, they've had Mezzanine Cap stepping up in different situations. And remember, the bowling has been one of their key forte this tournament in bowling out teams for less than 120 and chasing it down in 10 overs, 9 overs. They made it up their modus operandi throughout this tournament. Now, if you talk about the two best teams, these two are certainly the two best teams. Now, let's talk about the bottom of the table. What has happened to the RCB women? 5 matches, 5 losses, and coming into the tournament, They were the strong favorites to finish on top of the group. They had a team, they still have a team which consists of Sophie Devine, Heather Knight, Elise Perry. They've got Smriti Mandana, Richa Ghosh, some of the most destructive batters in the world. But why are they on the bottom of the table? That's a very interesting question. They also have one of the best bowlers in women's cricket and Megan Scott as well. And also Renuka Thakur, the best rising star in world cricket at this point of stage. She had a phenomenal T20 World Cup as well. But for RCB, the questions have been very imminent. They were unable to score runs at a heavy strike rate. At the same time, failures of their captain Smriti Mandan has clearly reflected upon this team. Is it the captaincy pressure which is bogging her down? That's certainly a question which needs to be answered as the tournament goes along. Maybe at the end of the tournament, one can possibly find a solution as to it could possibly be the captaincy pressure which has bogged her down, which has really restricted her from being Smriti Mandana. We all know. Now that's the biggest issue which the team has been dealing with. Now talking about which one shining prospect has definitely been Elisa Perry. Elisa Perry has been one of the leading one scorer of the Women's Premier League. And to add to that, Elisa Perry has really shown the other players that just go out there, back in six, and play your own game. And also, along with that, failures of some big stars like Sophie Devine and Heather Knight has not also helped this team in terms of coming together as a unit in comparison with the Delhi Capitals or Mumbai Indians or even a UP Warriors, for example, in that regard. Now that has been RCB's biggest downfall, and also bowling after Megan Scott and also Renuka Thakur. There is no other bowler who can really go out there and apply pressure. RCB have been leaking runs on a consistent basis towards the death overs and also in the middle phase. Their inability to pick up wickets. There's no strong spin bowler over there to really control and restrict things. RCB are finding Renton very difficult that they're almost out of the tournament already. Now, which has been one team who's really been hot and cool this tournament, it definitely has to be the Gujarat Giants. Definitely, they came out in a very similar position. They've just won one game, that also is against RCB. It's just the opposite what's happening in the top of the table. On one end of the spectrum, your Mumbai Indians won 5 out of 5, and Delhi Capitals won 4 out of 5. And the other side of the spectrum, you have RCB losing 5 out of 5, and the Gujarat Giants winning 1 out of 4. So as we'll talk about Gujarat Giants, definitely they faced a big miss after their opening game when they lost Beth Mooney straight up. But from there, it's definitely been a tough climb for even them. They're unable to find a feet as to how they can go about it in a tournament like this. But you definitely have to say Beth Mooney, one of their most invested players. Losing her on the opening day of the Women's Premier League did not really come well for them. They still are in with a chance, but it's definitely going to be hard. And the other side, a team which is blown hot and cold, has been UP Warriors, a team with a lot of players who've really provided balance and who people really thought could be the team to watch out for at the end of the auction. Of course, they had Elisa Healy, they have got Deepthi Sharma, they've got Shabnam Ismail. But the fact of the matter is, they've been hot and cool. They won 2, they've lost 2, and they've not really been on the accelerating pedal straight there. They've really shown promises of what they can do, but at the same time, they've not really there. They've not really been there and thereabouts. So that's been their biggest downfall, as one would like to say. The Women's Premier League so far has been quite gripping. You've seen some high-scoring games, and one of the biggest technological inventions as well. In terms of, we already did cover about how no balls have been tracked and how no balls have been able to track, so you can avoid howlers being called by umpires when it comes to these small margins. And that's been one of the biggest advancements. And to add to that, one would say the women's game is really improving. The fielding standards. Who will not forget Harleen Diol? She's already created an aura in world cricket with the fielding prowess, but in the IPL as well. She has been outstanding, especially fielding on the boundary. She has been one of the shining lights, one of the best things to watch in this entire IPL has been her fielding. She has been in the boundary, patrolling it through some direct hits coming from the boundary, some one-hand blinding catches. So Harleen Diol's fielding has definitely been a bright prospect. And to add to that, Saika Ishfaq has been one of the best bowler, and she definitely has not made an India debut, but soon an India cap is going to be calling up, and she's definitely going to get that India cap as well. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video, our coverage on the Women's Premier League. We will be back very soon in terms of the knockout fixtures, because the knockouts are soon approaching in the Women's Premier League. So we will be covering that to understand who has been the best performers at the end of the group stage and to understand who are the strong favorites heading into the knockout as well. Thank you for watching this video, and do not forget to check out our courses. That link is in the description. And also, if you want to watch more of these videos, subscribe to our channel and also share this video with your friends and your family so that we can keep bringing you more of this content to keep you hooked throughout this next sporting season which awaits us. Thank you and have a good time, all of you.